welcome back to another video. I'm average at best. I play Geoguessr and I make bad choices. We are going to do some more investigations today. Now I did a video on this a little while ago and got about 8 cases and then we ran out. So it's like, right, well, I'll do another video next time some comes up. And I currently have 5 hours of video footage of me doing. They just never stopped. I had to go to bed and come back the next day. They were still there. Maybe at some point, if it doesn't crash my computer, I will just upload that 5 hours as it is. There's no way I'm sitting editing any of it. But I thought let's make it a little bit more of a sensible length video. We're going to do some reviews. If you've not seen these before, it's basically people that have been reported for cheating. We have a look and give our opinion. We watch the video of the game. We've got their information, what mode it is, what their rating is, and we just guess whether we think they're cheating or not. And I'll explain my guesses as we go. If you disagree with any of my guesses, please pop comments down below, explain why. If a game, one of your guesses comes up on this video, don't cheat if you did, and don't use this video to get ideas on how to cheat. So first player, game mode, no moving, rating 600 to 700, and we get the map. This flag is where the location is, and that helps us decide whether they're clicking in the right spot or not. So they scroll in onto the town. This is, I think, fairly obvious South Africa. So this is them pausing. It's a no move game. Obviously you can turn around, you can pan. So they've paused on nothing much for a little bit too long. And then they've paused for a little while on that name. So this is suspicion of Googling, because sitting looking at that sign when you're not moving around the map to look for the town, you know, say that said Cape Town and you zoom in and you're looking around to find Cape Town, fair enough, but the screen is paused on there. And given as well that we started off with this sign on the right, which has got road numbers and potentially big places, they held just too long on there, which is suspicion of Googling. So, and they get pretty close to it. So we submit our verdict. We don't think they're guilty of scripting. If you don't know what scripting is, I'll explain it when we get one. But I think they are guilty of Googling. I spoke about in the other video about how these categories aren't ideal. If you're confident that they're guilty, select guilty. If you're not 100% sure, select insufficient. But you can never really be 100% sure. Like if you have a high suspicion, if you have a or if you're not sure. I think there should be more categories, but I think this person was guilty. Next case. So no move, 6 to 700. So this is somewhere like Amman, Kazakhstan. So we're looking around, there's no info, there's no signs, they can't Google. Bit of a strange camera angle. So that didn't last very long at all. So they kind of turn, look at the car, not really for long enough to get like car wire info, I don't think. And they focus on the road. So one thing that is interesting for scripting, a script is basically something that will take the web address. I don't know exactly. They'll find the information from the picture and plonk it down on a map in another browser tab. So then the person either can use the script to then click on the map, or more than likely it will just pop their pin on the map. Some people are stupid enough to have it plonk the 5k from like this distance, which is obviously very, very suspicious. This person doesn't. They just click middle Amman and then move it a little bit. which in itself I don't think is suspicious for a 600-700 rated player to do what they did. I think is a bit suspicious, but I don't think there's enough evidence for either of those. No move, 600-700. What I did discover in the 5 hours that I did this for was that you seem to get 3 games in a row of what appeared to be the same player. So I think this has happened here. This is the 3rd time we've had no move at 600-700. And so if that is the case, and you can kind of tell from their guesses if they're seeing Googling this like they sat and Googled that place in South Africa, sort of their cheating method. And so you might get the first one and say Oman came up first. You're like, well, no, I don't think they've cheated. Or like, well, for example, the opposite of that, the South African one came up and it was suspicious that they were Googling, and they've done exactly the same here. I think that helps because it's very difficult in the context of one game. This might be someone from Turkey who knows where Bodrum is. But again, you've got that weird camera angle looking down, almost like they don't quite know how to use the camera. And then they get that. And we'll see how far they click, how far away they click. So this black yellow flag at the moment isn't their guess, that's just where the point is. And this is their zoom on the map, not mine. So if you're sitting Googling that, you find Bodrum's probably the easier place to type into Google if you've not got like Turkish keyboard. And very quickly zoom into it and get very, very close. So yeah, they've clicked into there. Where's Bodrum? There. So very, very suspicious of Googling, I think. Yeah. I'd say they managed to get from there to there very quickly. That could just be a glitch. But they're straight in. So I would say that was Googling. I don't think it's scripting. We're going to lose insufficient evidence. Guilty. So different player, definitely no move, 1000 to 1100. So this is Europe. We've got that pole there, which I think from this angle is going to be, yeah, Romanian. I don't think there's anything suspicious with that. 1000 rated player, depending on the tactics that you're playing or your opponent's playing, you see the pole, you see another one there, you zoom in, you click Romania. Absolutely, you're not even like close to the other half of the country. Absolutely not guilty. So again, potentially the same player, no move, 1000 to 1100. We've got some snow. We've got Japanese bollards, Japanese reflectors on the pole. Snow. So, and I think knowing or assuming that this is the same player as the last Romania one. Wow. What? Denmark. What did I miss? What? But not to guess shame at all. I've done much worse than that on a regular basis. But that is Japanese. That is Japanese. I mean, no. No. Why are they even, well, I say why they reported, maybe that wasn't the game that was reported. Let's have a look at this one. So again, potentially the same player. I like that they've blurred out blurred out the horses' faces for privacy reasons. So whenever I see horses, particularly horses with carts, Romania is always my first guess. It's a bit of a like fake meta. This isn't there though. Mongolia seems a reasonable guess. It felt kind of the architecture, Russian, Ukrainian, Mongolian, these kind of wooden houses. Is it actually in Russia or It is in Russia, yeah. So let's watch that again. Yeah, ignore the horses in Romania. Particularly if you see like horse and cart, horse and trap, or Romania, that looks Cyrillic. So we zoom in. Yeah, this style of house, these kind of windows. The poles, so this like concrete bit holding up, more often than not a wooden pole. That's a very Russian thing. I mean, there's no suspicion of anything. I think that's just a good region guess. It's a very good region guess, but I don't think it's suspicious. Looking around, we're reading. Yeah. No concerns about that one. Okay, different player, moving 900 to 1,000. It's always interesting to guess how far we'll actually move on a moving game. I mean, I've done moving games before where you forget, or you select all three modes and you forget that you're moving because you played loads of no move or whatever. But you get the arrows on the screen, so most people you would expect move a little bit. We're guessing from the language, is that a place there? Function hall above something. From the language, we're guessing it's India. The camera quality, so my India guesses are purely open the map and match the script to script on the map. Nothing there. There is Amravati, Paradise Colony, Amravati. Now, if we spend a lot of time here and we get close, we might get suspicious. Take me down to the Paradise Colony. Doobie 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 doo 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 doo. Okay. That was my decision made right there. So we're going, blah, 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 down the road. I don't know if the microphone can pick it up, but if you hear snoring, that'll be the cat on the sofa next to me. That's suspicious. So where was the Paradise City? So I think that's probably a bit too small to read. Spend a little bit of time on there. That seems normal. We can go and we look at that sign. How long do we hold still on Paradise City? So potential to be Googling here. We've got that little bit of movement in the camera, then it stops. So it's like 20 seconds so far. So we spend 20 seconds on there. That little tiny camera movement, possibly suspicious, possibly something that I would do. So if you are genuinely reading a sign or like trying to interpret like Cyrillic or something, I do sometimes do little movements of the screen just so that they know I've not left the screen and moved off to Google it on another tab, like in case people report me or suspicious of me. but that movement just seemed wholly unnecessary, like little tiny. And then we click from miles out. Boom. Yeah. I don't think you would find Amravati unless you knew where to look there. I'm going to say guilty of Googling. Scripting is a lot more instantaneous. Generally, I'm assuming it's very obvious when you see it that someone is cheating. Moving 900 to 1,000. So again, we're going to guess this is the same person. So the potential to Google. Oh, is that Manitoba sign? So we've identified it's Manitoba. We're looking for, there was a road number there, wasn't there? Obviously it was a road sign. 83. So we're looking for the road sign. I saw that it was Manitoba from that distance as well, so that's not suspicious. We zoom in here. There's no 83. We zoom in. That was a bit sudden. There's no 83. Oh, let's press play again. Whoops. And then suddenly the pin goes down. Look. So nothing on the screen. And then suddenly we jump there. That would suggest potentially a script. When the pin goes down on the map, and the map isn't in the place that the pin goes down, it's impossible to do that yourself. And we just scroll up and down a little bit. Random ways, looking for nothing in particular. 42. So yeah, see that this in itself, we're looking for road numbers. We were up north, we had like 80. We came down a bit, got 60. So we can guess we're going to be further south. 51 that was, so we've got to come down a little bit further. 48. I just clicked. It was where was it initially? This bit. So they got into Manitoba. We need to work out exactly where we are. Minneota. Minneota is where it goes down. We were over here. So we had like that on the screen. And then it suddenly drops there. Now that's not super far, but the fact that it dropped when it wasn't on the screen. Guilty of scripting. When it could potentially just be a glitch. We're going to say insufficient. Sitting on the fence. Moving 900 to 1,000. This is the same player. This is Philippines. Bulukumba, Sinjai. Oh, Indonesia. Philippines. So again, why did I say Philippines? I had a round in Jules earlier on where there was a poster that like that with the men. But no, this definitely is Indonesia. I concur. Where does the pin drop from? You hear people say like they plonked from space. Boom. How do you... So there's the suspicion again. See, I've never scripted, so I don't know how it works, but you'll see people, when I've watched videos of other people doing these investigations, like you can set a script to plonk your pin within 100 miles. So rather than putting it right on the 5K, plonk within like 100 miles, and then you zoom in and maybe you see the name of the town. And to drop it, now obviously that isn't there, so you can see the land. I'm going to say insufficient again because I don't think it's enough. UK, moving 700 to 800. Does this feel like Wales with those bricks on the left? Oh, it is. Look at me. Someone knows it's the UK. Bearing in mind this is a moving game. Yeah, look at that, right? So they know it's the UK. 7 to 800 rated, unless you've tanked recently, you're probably only used to playing moving games. You don't get NMPZ until Master 1 maybe, so we're assuming that this player knows they can move, and they don't, and they sort of zoom in like, oh, I don't know where it is, let's just script it. So watch where the pin drops. Boom. Off the map, right? And then if you zoom in, they've 5K'd it, not even clicked like on the road. So they've 5K'd it when it's like literally there, and then moved their pin a little bit so they're not suspected of cheating. That is scripting 101. Guilty. Moving 700 to 800. Same person. Again, we're not moving. We can guess. I was going to say Netherlands, but there's only a couple. But again, where do we plonk? Where do we plonk? Where do we plonk? Ready? 3. Boom. So from that distance, and it's not even on the map. Boom. We get the 5K. Got the 5K. Look, we got the 5K. Got the 5K, and then we're going to move around a little bit so we're not suspicious. Can't fool me. 700 to 800. We will make this the last one just so that I don't sit here for another 5 hours, but I might record another separate video with some more. This is, I'm assuming, the same player. Boom. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Oh, we're hesitating a little bit. Boom. So we're a little bit further away there. Did we move at all? We did 1. There's nothing. No, that's got to be scripting. It's got to be scripting. Guilty. Thank you very much. Right, we will leave it there. Make it a manageable length video. Thank you very much for watching. If you've played investigations, if you've found any other kind of ways that people cheat, let me know. It's obviously, you know, if you're doing these things and you're not, like, if you weren't aware what scripting was, or you didn't know that Google existed, you maybe wouldn't catch the cheats. We don't want them in the game. They ruin it. They are the scum of the Geoguessr universe. Don't cheat. Just make bad choices.